Okay, I thought I'd do a quick clip in the garden this time. See what they're doing back there? Anyway, these, the clods are still down. When it thaws after freezing, every once in a while I have to go back through and step those landscape clips back into the ground. So we had a bit of a cover of snow, but there's still a little bit of chives popping back through now. These are all the dead tomatoes that I just piled up. I think I might drag them over to one of the spots where there were flowers last year, maybe. I'm not sure. They're not quite rotting down, and I haven't decided what to do yet. I still have some gigantic turnips that I haven't picked, some mustard greens, and maybe those are lettuces or something. I gotta get rid of this box still, right? Like I said I would. Maybe in April, right before I put things in, I might scoop this out, fill in a couple of depressions in the yard, like tire tracks from when the arborists were dragging some trees out of here. There's a couple of grooves in the ground, so maybe I'll fill it with this dirt and finally pick these turnips that are hopefully sweet after all the frost and trash the box. So hopefully I get some toad lilies and some roses sprouting out of here once it warms up. You can see the seeds in there for the roses. When it rained a lot of the dirt got washed out of these pots, so it's kind of mostly mulch chip looking right now, but I mean, we'll see, right? Those were the maypops. Here's my Venus flytraps and some pitcher plants. Some more pitcher plants. Hopefully this Sarracenia rosea green survives. I don't know if that minor green is completely dead. I'll give it till this spring. Nothing really came through last year, which makes me sad. Sometimes they just don't pop up, you know? So I definitely give everything at least a year before pitching it. Same with that over there. I think it was a regular leucophylla. Yeah, leucophylla. That popped up a pitcher or two in the springtime and then nothing else for the rest of the season. I'm not giving up hope yet. Maybe it was sitting in a little bit too much water. That's why I elevated everything on that egg crate. I don't know if you can see it. Just to get it out of the water a little better. I guess we'll see. So some of the pots here that look kind of dead, I've sprinkled lots of seeds on them. Like I got some Drosera filiformis and then also Venus flytrap seeds from my Venus flytraps that I sprinkled everywhere. Oh, this is not good. Well, we'll see if I have a cobra come up this year or not. Man. But, oh, the pot shattered too. Well, we'll see. It was my first year growing here, so, you know. You try it out and you see what works and what doesn't. And wow. This is coming out of its pot too. I guess frost does a doozy. Maybe I should... Oh, that doesn't push down. Oh well. So, some new Sarracenia and pitcher that came in last year that I had ordered. Mint is a champ. There's also horseradish in this pot. I moved the pea trellis to over here from over there. It's helping prop up this net too. I'm gonna have to pull on the net to get it tight again. Oh, hopefully that didn't rip through. Pull on the net to get it tight again to keep the birds out. Let's go look over here. Did you rip? Oh, it did rip through. So I guess I have some patchwork that I'm gonna have to do. Well, I guess I learned my lesson from overwintering this stuff. It'll rip if you let snow into the center of it, but if I pull this out to the side, then it'll kind of cover up the hole, I guess. I guess I need to make sure that birds don't get in here so they don't get trapped. So there's a mustard still from last year because it didn't really frost too hard. I think that's oregano, so I will have to plant more. Rotting down stuff from last year. This is sage. And then I moved the rhubarbs over here too. So some of them are popping up, some of them aren't. Hopefully they all survive, but if they don't, fine. Hopefully I get volunteer tomatoes from all of these tomatoes in here. I still have some pansies that are alive. I didn't know that they could survive frosts like this, but it's good to know. The sorrel never really completely died back. The carrots are still somewhat going. Some onions here and there. I have no idea what this is. I assume it's some type of food. We'll find out in the spring. And I think these were endives, so they never really died back either. A nice big beefy onion. And then over here, that's a beet. There's more carrots that I left in too. And then those shallots that I had planted, they all have tops that came up maybe a month or two ago, and they've been just hanging out since. So definitely gonna have nice shallots this year. Hopefully don't have to go to the store to buy any sort of alliums. That's a beet too. Maybe it's a double-headed beet. And there's some sort of like wild garlic that sprouts up here. I don't know if it's edible or not. I'll have to look into it. There's a pansy over here too. Well, I'm trying to stay out of the garden so that I don't mess with it too much, you know, until it's really go time. This might be calendula still. So I guess it's kind of good. We've had unseasonably warm temperatures. I think it's supposed to get like possibility of 20 below here in this agricultural zone. I'm kind of in a spot of a little bit extra cold, so I'm in 7B versus, no, 6B versus 7A, like for most of Virginia. Like northern Virginia area and coastal. But that's fine. Another pansy. A smaller one, I guess. Strawberries, looking good. They spread all over the place. I'm thinking about moving all of the containers to a different part of the garden so that they just take over everywhere mulchy, because why not? And I'll walk you over to my critter habitat. Looks like there's still some inhabitants for the winter, which is good. Potato pots, nothing's in them really. I mean, there wasn't anything in them during the season either, so. And then those parsnips that I'd planted a little bit later that really didn't get up to size, they're still doing well. I'm a little bit surprised because I thought they were so young that they wouldn't really survive, but hey, if I have nice big parsnips this year, I'm excited. So I put in that dirt last year, right? So this year is when all the weeds are gonna sprout up and I'm gonna have to get on top of it. So we'll see how it goes. That might be it for this year, I guess. Oh, and the asparagus is in those two beds, so hopefully I get a lot of it popping up so that I get some nice spring fruits in the form of strawberries and asparagus in the form of vegetables. So I guess I'll go around and figure out exactly where this net is ripped, and then I guess I'll have my work cut out for me. Okay, bye for this week.